A homeless black girl burst into the hospital room like a storm with a heartbeat, her voice cutting through the sterile quiet as if she owned the air. "Turn off the machines. Your daughter is coming out of the coma." Glass glittered across the spotless floor from the window she had smashed to get in. She couldn't have looked more out of place. Barefoot, clothes shredded, skin smudged with street dust. But her eyes were locked on the bed with a fierceness that made grown people forget how to breathe. On that bed lay Emma Whitman, blonde and 12, surrounded by tubes and monitors that chirped in steady, merciless rhythm. The girl pointed straight at the machinery, like she was pointing at a liar. "Pull those tubes out now," she said. "They're keeping her asleep on purpose." Richard Whitman, the richest man in town, jolted up from the chair by his daughter's side. His face was raw from crying, his hands still holding Emma's cold fingers. "Who the hell are you?" he snapped, half terror, half rage. Security lunged toward the intruder, and Victoria Richards' second wife, polished and platinum-haired, let out a shriek that sounded more offended than frightened. "Get that filthy child out of here immediately." Dr. Patterson, the family's private physician, stepped protectively in front of the machines. Broad shoulders squared as if he were defending truth itself. "Don't touch my patient. This child is disturbed. These machines are the only thing keeping Emma alive." But Kesha didn't flinch. She twisted out of a guard's reach with the nimble reflexes of someone who'd had to survive hands grabbing at her for years. "Please, sir, listen to me," she begged, voice still blazing. She'd been alone since she was 8, when her grandmother died and the system swallowed her like a shrug. She learned to live invisible, sleeping in corners, working odd jobs, dodging cops, memorizing faces that meant trouble. And invisibility had trained her eyes into weapons. She knew when adults were lying because lying was how they survived in suits. "Kesha," Richard repeated, still stunned. "How do you know Emma?" The question hung in the air because there was no good answer that could make sense to that room. Kesha planted her feet, refusing to be dragged away. "Mr. Whitman, Emma told me about you," she cried. "About the stories you read to her at night. The mermaid who rescued lost ships. She said you always end it the same way. True love breaks any spell." Richard's heart visibly stumbled. That mermaid story wasn't public. It wasn't something nurses or doctors knew.
It was theirs.
A private ritual between father and daughter when the world got heavy. How would this street child know that? Security finally got an arm around her, pulling her back. Kesha fought with everything she had. "They're poisoning her!" She screamed as the door swallowed her. "Victoria and Dr. Patterson, I heard them planning it. Turn off the machines and she'll wake up." Dr. Patterson barked a laugh that sounded practiced. "That's insane. Emma has a rare blood disease. Without this treatment, she dies." "Exactly," Victoria added too quickly, too eager. "Street children say anything for money." The door shut. The room fell into that tense, humming quiet again. But now the beeping machines didn't sound like hope to Richard. They sounded like questions. He stood there, thumb rubbing Emma's knuckles, mind racing. How did she know the mermaid story? Why did she look so certain? And why did Victoria's eyes flicker the way they did when Kesha said poisoning? Then a nurse slipped in, nervous, holding a small stained notebook. "Security found this in the garden," she said quietly. Richard took it, confused, until he saw the handwriting on the first page, Emma's handwriting. "My secret diary with Kesha." His hands started shaking before he even read the entry. March 15th. "Kesha taught me how to make bracelets out of old string today. She's really smart, even though she doesn't go to school." March 20th. "I told Kesha about my sickness. She said when she grows up, she'll be a doctor and cure kids like me." April 5th. "Kesha noticed I get more tired after Victoria gives me the purple pills. She told me to ask Dad to look at them." April 12th. "Kesha overheard Victoria on the phone saying we need to speed up the process. I don't know what that means, but Kesha got scared." Down in the hospital basement, Kesha crouched in the shadows, breathing slow and steady. The basement was familiar. She'd hidden there through storms, through nights nobody wanted to see her alive. She'd learned to move through buildings the way other kids moved through playgrounds. Over the last few months, she'd watched patterns at the mansion too. Emma always got worse after certain visits. Victoria always insisted on special vitamins and always dodged direct questions. The night before the coma worsened, Kesha had followed Victoria to a distant cafe, tucked behind a pillar, and overheard her whispering with the doctor about increasing the dosage and making sure Richard signed inheritance papers before it's too late. Kesha didn't know fancy legal terms, but she knew what greed sounded like. She pulled out an old phone she'd repaired from street scraps and scrolled through recordings. She'd been collecting evidence because when you don't have a home, your only power is proof. Recording 1. Victoria's voice on the phone, impatient, venomous. Hurry up, Marcus. Richard's asking why she isn't improving. Recording 2. Dr. Patterson's calm reply. I'll triple the sedative. In a week, she'll be irreversible. Recording 3. Victoria laughing. Perfect. $15 million in inheritance and insurance. We're gone by spring. Kesha swallowed hard. She wasn't just trying to save Emma from sickness. She was trying to save her from murder, hiding in a hospital gown. But proof meant nothing if nobody respected the mouth delivering it. Kesha needed an adult ally, someone the hospital didn't own. She remembered Nurse Jennifer Walsh, the one whose eyes always narrowed at the doctor's orders, who double-checked meds, who looked like she'd been carrying suspicion like a stone in her chest. Kesha waited for her break, then stepped out from behind a car in the staff lot. Jennifer startled, then recognized her. Her symptoms never matched aplastic anemia. He kept changing the story. Because he's lying, Kesha said, and they're running out of time. Jennifer looked at Kesha's eyes. No fear, no games, just resolve. What do you need? Emma's real blood tests. The ones he hides. Jennifer nodded once. Meet me at pharmacy at 11. Meanwhile, up on the shiny floors, Victoria walked like she owned the building. She'd done her homework overnight, searched records, dug through systems, tried to find Kesha's leverage. File. No guardians. No address. She's officially nobody, Victoria purred into her phone to Dr. Patterson. Who'll believe a runaway with no family against us? The doctor's voice wavered anyway. How did she know the mermaid story? Richard's sentimental. Emma must have babbled. Doesn't matter. 2 days and she's gone, and so is Emma. Victoria smiled like the future was already hers. At 11 sharp, Jennifer met Kesha at pharmacy with a folder so thick it looked like a confession. Her hands trembled with outrage. These are the real result, she said. Look, Kesha leaned in. The chart showed sky-high benzodiazepines and barbiturate sedatives that weren't on any official prescription. Emma was being drugged into sleep. She's fighting massive doses disguised as vitamins, Jennifer said. Then she pulled out another page that shocked even her. Bank statements. Dr. Patterson got 3 transfers of $50,000 from an offshore account in Victoria's name. Kesha felt the last piece click into place. Now she had motive, method, money. I need one more thing, she said. Access to Emma's room at 3, when Victoria is with estate lawyers. Jennifer stared at her. What will you do? Show Richard the truth and wake Emma up before they finish her. Jennifer exhaled and made her choice. You have 20 minutes. After that, I can't protect you. At 2:55 p.m., Kesha was ready, adrenaline humming under her skin. A threat slipped under the pharmacy door. Disappear or Emma dies tonight for sure. Kesha folded it calmly. Threats weren't new. They were confirmation. At 3 on the dot, she and Jennifer slipped into Emma's room. Richard was there, exhausted, hollowed by grief. Jennifer shut the door and whispered, Mr. Whitman, you need to see this. Kesha stepped forward with the phone. The truth, she said and hit play. High sedatives, not prescribed by you. Kesha showed the bank transfers. Your wife paid your doctor to drug your daughter. The papers like they might burn him. They're killing her, he said, voice shaking, then louder, breaking. They're killing my daughter. But what if you're wrong? He stammered, terror fighting hope. What if the machines keep her alive? Jennifer shook her head. These machines aren't treating her illness. They're feeding sedation. If we stop the poison, her body can come back. Richard turned to Kesha, shame and awe tangled in his eyes. How did you figure this out? Kesha swallowed. Because they thought I didn't matter. That made them careless in front of me. Right then, the door burst open. Victoria stormed in, Dr. Patterson behind her with a syringe that looked too final. They both froze at the sight of Kesha in the file folder. What is that child doing here? Victoria snapped. And why do you have private records? Dr. Patterson tried to reach the machine stand. Richard stepped in front of him like a wall. Don't you dare touch my daughter. Richard, you're being unreasonable. To what, Marcus? Richard pressed play again. The doctor's own voice confessed to tripling sedatives. Patterson went pale. Victoria lunged for the door. Jennifer blocked her. The inheritance recording played. Victoria's laugh now sounded like a coffin nail. You plan to kill her, Richard said, voice splitting. For money? Victoria tried to claw back control. These could be fake, edited. Are you really believing a street child who doesn't even have documents? Jennifer slid the bank statements forward. Believe your accountant then. Offshore transfers from your account. Kesha moved to the machines. Mr. Richard, help me. We stop the poison now. Victoria screamed, trying to reach them. You'll kill her. Richard grabbed her wrists. The only one trying to kill her is you. One by one, Kesha shut the machines down. The beeping died. Silence rushed in. Emma's breath sounded small, fragile, real. Richard's heart hammered. How long, Emma, baby? You're waking up.